Aloha and welcome everyone to this live Healing Moments program. Our topic today is channel yourself into the new dimension and back again. Discover a higher level of light available to us now. So I think it's a perfect topic for this month of August, which is the month of living between two worlds, which is what we're all doing right now. I don't know, light workers, as a light worker, I feel it very strongly that I am living in the third dimensional world that I need to do everything that I do as a human being, as an incarnate goddess, and then traveling in my sleep state and traveling in my meditations into this new dimensional light. And that's what I'm really excited to take you to today in this meditation that I learned from Master Imhotep. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and some other interesting things I've been listening to. But first, before we begin, everybody just sit where you are and take some nice deep breaths. And I'm going to offer an opening prayer. So as you take those deep breaths, I call upon the Creator's light, the creator force of all love and light, the Christ light, the goddess weave of love, and all the guides, angels, guardians, goddess lights, energies of the highest light of love that choose to come forth in service to join us in this webinar today, Healing Moments. And we pray that the energy of love prevail throughout our webinar. And we offer all of our energies now into creating a beautiful space of love where we can heal and grow and expand our light, moving into the new dimensional energies in love. And we offer all of this from our hearts in love. Amen. And as Mahina Ku would say, A Mama Ua Noa. The prayer is free. So today, this month, we're now in the 8th month, and it's a fabulous time to weave two realities together. So if we, and please, oh, by the way, please raise your hand at any time to ask a question. I'm going to expand this so I can actually see you folks. I want to see you there. Okay. So I can see you raise your hand or put it in the chat. I have the chat going, or I have Facebook Messenger or also Instagram that you can type in your questions or your comments or your shares. Now, what I'd like to do is talk first about the Lemurian numerology for this month. But what I'd like to do before that is take my Lemurian prophecy cards and pull them out of this very special box that I like to keep them in. And the Lemurian numerology is a beautiful energy of guidance that was brought back for us now by my mentors, Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill. And the Lemurian prophecy cards, I do readings with the cards, or I teach people how to do it. But it's just it uses the Lemurian numerology to give you guidance. So it's just another way, like the 10 principles of consciously creating, like the goddess light, different ways of receiving guidance. And it's all about opening now to what we need to know to heal ourselves and move into the new dimensional energies. So everybody that's here live, and you know, those of you who are coming in the future, because there's no such thing as linear time, please weave your light into the cards. Okay, it got really loud in here. You set your energies in, and I'll cut the cards and we'll see what card is guiding our webinar today. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so, and it's different. So this is the Jack of Clubs, as you can see, and the Jack in the Lemurian prophecy cards represents our child self. So you have the king and the queen, right? Our masculine self, our divine masculine and the divine feminine. But the Jack is our child self. And when, we have the 4 suits in the card. So the diamonds is the physical for the 4 bodies. And the physical is the diamonds. The emotional is the hearts. The spades is the spiritual, and the clubs is the mental body. So when we see a Jack of clubs like this actually is one of my favorite cards, because it's the child self that is the dreamer, the visionary dreamer. And that's what we need today. That's what we need right now to dream ourselves into this new dimension. We can create a focus of ourselves in this new dimensional light. And that might sound really far out for a lot of people, but we can do a lot with our thoughts. And there's a lot of talk about how powerful our thoughts are. And, we need to be positive with our thoughts. But let me put a little bit different spin on that. I think we need to be visionary dreamers with our thoughts, and we need to vision for ourselves. What do we want for ourselves in our lives, and believe that we can get it? And there was a lot about that in the channeling for this month called Elevate Yourself into a New Dimension from Master Imhotep. And that writing, he talks a lot about what do we do with our thoughts. And you can find that on my website at KarinnaNielsen.com. And also, if you're watching the video now and you'd like to subscribe so you know when these programs are happening, you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel or pay attention to my website, because I always put them there. They're also found in the Sedona Journal. And look, I have this month's Sedona Journal right here. And look who's on the cover. I'm so excited. So they put the names of the channels here. And so I'm here representing Master Imhotep. So grateful to the folks at Sedona Journal. So this month, we're in the 8, the energy of the 8. And this is in the Lemurian numerology. This is about weaving 2 realities together, because you have the top loop and the bottom loop. And the bottom loop is where we are in the, for example, we're in the 3rd dimensional world, right? In our earth plane. And then when we can weave it up, we can go into the higher dimensional realities and bring that energy down into our hearts, into the center of the 8, and then send it into our 3rd dimensional lives. So what an important time to be centered in our hearts in love. This becomes really important, because I'll tell you something you might not know about the 8, which I learned from Master Guide Kirill, who's also one of my guidance factors and my mentor, is when you are centered in an 8 energy. Let's say, for example, you're 53 and you add those 2 numbers together, and that's an 8 year. So that is a time when you can stay centered if you could stay centered in the middle of that 8. When you move into the 9 year, 54, you'll have a much better energy for completion, because the 9 is the completions and the new beginnings. So it's really important for us when we're in an 8 energy to remember that how you send anything out, a thought or your words or your actions, anything that you do, how you send it out is how it's going to come back to you. So it's going to go around that loop when you say something, hopefully in love, and then it comes around and it comes then back into you the same way you sent it out, because it's all about healing and learning the reflection, learning to work with the reflection. So how important is it right now for us to stay centered in our hearts in love right now, and send things out in love and watch them to come back? Don't test this thing, because once this actually happened to me, and I think I've maybe told you this before, that I was afraid of something, or I was kind of nervous, or I was a little aggravated, and I sent that energy out, not in words, but in a thought, and it just came right back to me. And I had to manage the situation. So just take my word for it. Try to do your best to stay centered in the 8 this month, because it's a really important time. And with that in mind, there is an awesome opportunity on Monday, because Monday is the 8/8 portal, and that's also called the Lion's Gate, because we're in the sign of Leo, and Leo is with the sun right now. So it's a really the constellation of Leo is with the sun, and it becomes a very powerful gate that's opening. It's also called the Lion's Gate, the Infinity Gate, lots of things because of the infinity motion of the 8. Now, what are you going to do on the 8/8? Because it's a great opportunity to center in the center of the 8 and bring in the new dimensional energies into your heart and weave them into your life on earth. I suggest one thing you could do is at 9 o'clock your local time, we are having the global healing meditation for Mother Earth. And you can see that on my website. I'll have it right up front after this webinar, or tomorrow, perhaps right before meditation. But just know it's a meditation where we meditate together, but from all around the world. So at 9 o'clock, your local time, go into meditation for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you feel. Center, bring in that love into your heart, go down into the core light of Mother Earth, bring it back up, and send a strand of your light to Diamond Head in Honolulu, Hawaii. And there's a picture on my website if you're not sure what that looks like. And go inside the crater, and in meditation, see what you feel there, feel what you see there. It's busy. There's a lot of energy in there. And so it creates this wave going around Mother Earth. And right now we're focusing especially on healing the water systems and protecting the water systems of Mother Earth. So what a great way to spend the 8/8 Infinity Gate portal. During the day, if you do a morning meditation, you might want to be especially focused on what that's about for you. Any comments on the 8/8 or the energy of this month? Any other ways you're going to spend your 8/8 portal? Coming up Monday already, right? So in just a couple of days, we'll be going into that energy, and it's going to really set the tone for the whole month, because there are a lot of great celestial energies right now. If you're an early riser and you go out and you look where the sun is going to rise, look east, and then just look across in an arc across the sky are Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And there's a meteor shower, or there's a couple of meteor showers going off right now. So this morning I saw a few meteors. We have a lot of street lights around us, so it's not that easy to see, but I did see a couple. And so you can go out early morning, like about, if you're up, I'm up 4 or 5 in the morning before the sun rises, and it's just gorgeous. Okay, so if you don't have any questions now, I'd like to get into our topic for this month. And I really did want to get into the meditation that we have. I want to tell you also about something I've been listening to recently that was created about 15 years ago. So occasionally I will go back to the work that I did with Kaho Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill and Lightways Publishing. And this particular MP3 series was done about 15 years ago, if you can believe it. And it came to my attention recently, and I thought, oh, I really want to check that out. And it's called 4D Channeling for self-programming. And it's a fourth dimensional channeling for self-programming. So you can go to the signaturecellhealing.com website online store and click on MP3s, and you'll see that it's probably one of the first 3 MP3s. It's a series, and there are just great meditations and great energies that go up into the new dimension. It helps you to focus on what you need to heal right now in our third dimensional world. Because folks, we want to take this opportunity as third dimensional humans to heal what needs to be healed right now, because we want to be able to ascend in the highest light into the fourth dimension, right? And we're not taking physical ailments with us, like diseases or things like that. And you might say, well, that's great, you know, I just leave it all here. No, you're supposed to heal it, right? We need to get to the bottom of it. So I mean, like you, I am focused. I have been focused this past month and into this month on self-care and taking care of my physical embodiment and my emotional needs and my mental clarity and my spiritual connection. So on all 4 bodies, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, 4 bodies, that's how we get to the fourth dimension, the next dimension. And we can already program ourselves there, channel ourselves there and back. So that's the meditation that Master Imhotep shared with us in the channeling this month, called Elevate Yourself into a New Dimension. And that's in the channel guidance section of my website. So Aldine is also reminding us that the 8 is infinity standing at attention. It's a great way to remind ourselves of our divinity. Yes, that's beautiful, because we're bringing in, we are the creator force, and we're bringing in more creator force light into our human selves on all 4 bodies, so that we can enlighten ourselves. And those, when you enlighten yourself, and this is testify, you enlighten yourselves and you say, I'm ready to heal, bring it on, which is so me, right? You're gonna see what you need to see and be able to heal what you need to heal. And your higher self will work with you on that. It's not kind of a willy-nilly thing. Your higher self is working with you on bringing forth what you need to heal. So keep that in mind as we do get into this meditation right now, because here's the quote. Yeah, I'll give you a brief quote from the channeling this month. Master Imhotep says, every thought that you have contributes to a weave of collective consciousness surrounding the planet. Your thoughts, positive or not, enter the thought weave and attract the energy to create what you have expressed. With this in mind, wouldn't you want to elevate your thoughts and consciously create in a more positive light? So think about that as we go through this month. And then I'd like to do the meditation with you. So if you all just get really comfortable now, and not quite sure how long this will take. I've asked Master Imhotep to help us with it. So just begin to breathe and be just totally comfortable where you are. And keep breathing and start to bring your awareness from your mind down into your heart chakra. And just continue breathing. And in your mind's eye, begin to see yourself stepping away from your physical body. You're centered in your heart, but you're actually able to step away, step outside in your spirit light, step outside your physical body and turn around and look at yourself. And look at yourself in the highest light of love. Stand before yourself now, wherever you may be, in your spirit light. Look back at yourself in love and breathe. Send a light from your spirit heart into your physical heart and connect this light. And breathe. And now turn yourself back around and feel yourself begin to elevate above the earth plane. Take yourself higher and higher, and you see your house or wherever you're sitting begin to fade away. And you rise up and you see your city, your town. Rise up, you see the state, your country, wherever you are, the continents. And as you rise up, turn back around again and connect. Keep the connection going between you and your physical body on earth. Connect in love. Turn back around. And as you rise above the clouds, look for a weave of light. It's kind of a grayish weave of thought that surrounds the planet. And when you enter this weave, you may hear random thoughts. You might see faces. You might feel feelings of love, feelings of frustration, feelings of all sorts of feelings, all sorts of thoughts. Find yourself in this weave, and just for a moment, be cognizant of this thought weave. It's also called the overmastermind of thought. It is made up of all the collective thoughts of humanity surrounding our planet, and every thought that we have contributes to this thought weave. And just breathe. And as we go up now, we're going to raise our light. So focus again into your heart light and feel the love, because above you is another weave of light. So continue to rise up above the thought weave. See it below you now. It's a bit of a gray weave. Rise up into a higher vibrational energy of love. You'll see a clearer light, a brighter light. What do you see here? What do you feel here as you enter this higher light weave? Take a moment now and center into this weave. Do you feel a lift of energy as you enter? When I enter this weave, I feel my heart begins to soar. I feel like there's a very loving energy surrounding me. Now, feel yourself at home in this weave, this higher light vibrational weave. This is the light of the higher dimensions that are coming into our earth plane now. So turn back around and face down to the earth plane and connect again your light to yourself on the earth plane. Connect into your light and connect now down to the earth plane. Stay in the higher light weave. Create your focus there and connect into your higher light. And take a moment now to share this higher vibrational feeling of love with yourself on the earth plane, your incarnate self. What would you like to tell yourself on the earth plane from this higher vibration of love? What would you like to communicate back? And communicate your love back to yourself without any judgment, just love. Keep that light burn, that cord connected, and turn back around. Focus into the weave of the next dimension. What do you see here? Can you see other beings of light? Do you hear voices? Do you feel energies? Remember this feeling, because when you're in the 8-8 portal, you'll be able to go up into this weave, draw it, and bring it back down. So let's practice that now. So you can use this on the 8-8 coming very soon. Breathe into your heart. Take this higher light energy from the top loop of the 8, circle it down into the earth plane to your human self, your incarnate self. Draw the energies back up again into the higher light and create that weave of infinity light. Let it circle and let yourself feel the love of incoming light. Keep the focus in your heart. Keep your focus in love. Release any fearful energies you might be feeling. Keep focused in your heart in love. And we'll begin to release the energy now back down to the earth plane. So take a deep breath and begin to focus your light down through the thought weave, down to the clouds above the earth plane. Begin to see your state, your country come into focus, your town, your house, wherever you're meditating with us, and back into where you began the meditation. And just take a moment to bring your light back down into your heart. Take a moment now before you fully center to step out of your body again, if you haven't gotten fully back in, and look into your human self again, and just beam love at your human incarnation before you step back in to your incarnate physical light right now. And feel the love, feel the energies surrounding you. Okay, everybody back? Coming back now. How about shares from the meditation? This is a meditation you definitely can use on the 8-8 for the Lion's Gate, the infinity portal, and also for anytime you want to feel the energies of the new dimensional focus. That's how close it is, folks. It's right there, and it's coming onto our earth plane. So as Master Imhotep said in the channeling, there was a share after the meditation, and he said, be aware that as the weave of light descends, you may feel that your life lessons are stacked up, and they may be if you haven't been working to heal them. So in meditation, go deep into your cellular consciousness in your body and enlighten past lives that are ready to be released in love. If you're experiencing relationship issues, pain, or disease in your physical body, this is the time to look at these concerns from this higher awareness of love. So use this meditation to enlighten your cellular consciousness. And if you're a signature cell healer, which I am, and some of you are that are watching now and will listen later, This is a time to enlighten our cellular consciousness so we can bring up those lesson plans that we need to address and heal them in love. How about shares from the meditation? Everybody back? Oh my, not back yet? I know, it was so long. It's really out there. It's really going out there. So I don't see, looking on Messenger, no shares here. Wow. So it's a powerful meditation. I hope you can use it to move you through this month of the 8 months that's coming up. If you need more, beautiful and powerful, says Aldine, thank you. And also Sandra is saying, not this time, but a while ago, wait, I'm trying to see your whole thing. A while ago, I had an experience from fainting that brought me through that gray area, and I didn't understand then. Oh, wow. So how do you feel about that now, Sandra, that you, and you can unmute yourself if you want to share. When you were returning, what was you were saying? Would you like to share?
Well, I didn't know what it was, but I was coming down through this tunnel and it was gray. It was not,
wow.
It was not comforting though. So that was on my return trip here. So I don't know where I was. What?
You mean this time in the meditation?
No, a while ago.
Oh, okay. So you had a fainting spell, and when you came back, you were coming through that gray tunnel. You know, Sandra, that's interesting because what's really important about that thought weave, and I think previously Master Guy Kirill has called it the over mastermind, but for me, that doesn't clarify it as much as calling it, like Master Imhotep called it, the thought weave. And it's just a band of thought, or a band, because thought is energy. Every thought that we have manifests. It has a right to a life. That's why we want to be really careful with our thoughts, right? Because it has a right to manifest. So those thoughts go into that thought weave in order to search out like-kind energy that will allow it to manifest. So if we have a thought that is kind of like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Oh, I'm scared of that. It goes into thought weave. And then all the other fearful thoughts, it attracts like-kind thoughts, so fearful thoughts, and it amplifies it. And we can feel that. So that's why it's really important, when you feel afraid, or when you feel angry, or you feel anything that is anything other than love, because we'd like to amplify love, because that feels a little bit better than being afraid from my perspective. But if we're frustrated or angry, that's going to get amplified really quickly. And I've experienced that, not this past month, but maybe a little while before that, where I was feeling frustrated, and I just cut off a conversation too quickly. And it wasn't angry. It was just not what I would normally do. I would, you nice and say goodbye and all of that. But this one was, I got to go, boom, boom, boom. And afterwards, I felt that in my physical body for a while. It was like all my cells were vibrating. So I'm extra careful with my thoughts and what I'm feeling. And if I'm feeling frustrated, because you're thinking, well, Karinna, we all get, just because you're perfect, we're not, I'm not perfect. Okay, I'm working on this like you are. So, if we get angry or frustrated, we need to look at that. Why am I angry or frustrated? What is the source of that? And I don't want it to go from my mental body, my emotional body, where I'm like, oh my God, I can feel that. And then it goes into my physical body, which can create an ailment or some kind of pain. And I really am not big on pain. I don't like pain. I work on, if I got a pain, I'm working on it because I'm a wimp. Anyway, you know, so getting back to the weave, that thought weave will also take our loving thoughts. So how cool is that? Because we can go into that, we can send love into that thought weave, and it enlightens it and attracts more love to it. So that's what we want to do. You know, if we're not going on further into the fourth dimension or into the higher light dimensions, you know, let's have our thoughts on earth be more loving and energizing that the love. Okay, so Mahinaku says, we'll definitely add this meditation to our 8/8 Global Healing Celebration at 9 p.m. Yes, and that global healing meditation, it really is global, because we have Goddess Light just lives just off Africa, is participating with us, Dagmar in Mauritius, and we have a lot of goddesses in Australia, in Japan. There's several in Europe and in the Middle East. So yes, it's a global healing meditation. And because it's at 9 o'clock the local time, it creates this weave of healing light that just circles the planet. And we in Hawaii are the last time zone. So when we go in there, boy, is it a party. It's really something. So, you know, join us. You'll be just, and let me know what you see. My email is KarinnaNielsen.com. I would really love to hear from you about what you experience in that meditation. And, you know, it's a great place to go in your vision. Get back to our visionary child self. When we go into meditation, we can imagine, pull out the picture on your phone from my website of Diamond Head, and just send your light into that crater and just enjoy being right there in Hawaii with us. Yeah. So any shares, further shares about the meditation, either in the chat or you can unmute yourself anytime. I also want to let you know that we have some other, let's see, where is it? We've got some other things going on this month. Oh, the monthly newsletters. Be sure to sign up for the monthly newsletters on my website. It's just a one email a month, and you'll know everything that's going on. There is energy now on the Signature Cell Healing workshops, which I am the facilitator, and we're looking for hosts in the mainland US. So, and also for participants. So if you'd like to participate in a Signature Cell Healing in-person workshop later this year or early next year, because we need the time frame to prepare, send me an email, Karinna at KarinnaNielsen.com or Karinna at signaturecellhealing.com, and you will soon see the updated web page for the Signature Cell Healing Level 1 workshops, which it's my honor to be facilitating those coming up sooner than you can imagine. And it'll be great to get out there and see you again. And I wish we had a little more time. We're coming up to the end of the program. So let me just remind you that the next Healing Moments program is on September 3rd, the first Saturday in September, and that's the 9 months. So we want to be really clear about the completion and new beginnings happening. You know, this energy that we've experienced now, this light of the higher light of the new dimensional process that's coming to this planet manifests in a lot of different ways. So let me just share with you my feeling, how important it is that we stay in our hearts in love as much as we can, because that energy is pressing down. I don't want to say pressing, but it's descending. It's coming onto our earth plane, coming through the thought weave. And that can create in the third dimension energies that feel like compression. If you feel like things are speeding up, and boy, things are speeding up. Last month was really fast. So we're back again, already. Don't blink, we'll be back again for the September program. So things are accelerating because everyone and everything in the earth, because there's energy in the earth that needs to be resolved, like karmic energies. We all have our own karmic energies that we need to resolve now. And this coming up for us. And the feeling of compression is out there. And you see it in, our global issues that are going on. We see it in our personal lives. I see it in my personal life. I see it in my friends' personal lives, and all around in our community. There's energy that is coming up, wanting to be healed. And I'm really grateful that we have signature cell healing, which teaches us is exactly what we need for this time of our great shift in consciousness. It's the healing modality for the great shift, because it teaches us how to use the Lemurian numerology, the 10 principles of consciously creating, all the great goddess wisdom, the energy of the Lemurian goddess light, and all of the amazing healing techniques and new healing techniques from Kahu Fred Sterling, the founder of Signature Cell Healing, my mentor, that we have updated for these new workshops and what we need now. Now, if you're wondering about Signature Cell Healing, what can you do right now? Because I've had a few people emailing me wanting to do something right now. There are some video tutorials on the signaturecellhealing.com website. Just go to the online store and go to the video tutorials. And there is a 1-hour video tutorial called Breathing for Ascension. And in that video, you can, it's a class that I did not long ago about how to do the 5 breath self-healing meditation, which is so important right now. And that's the opening for Signature Cell Healing sessions. And you'll learn a lot in there about, how to heal yourself and age your soul, which is what we're all trying to do right now. So I hope you'll, explore what's there on the Signature Cell Healing online store, because it has those MP3s that I was talking about earlier, 4D program, 4D channeling to, I can't remember, 4D channeling, something like that. But they're great MP3s. There's all the books are there. There's a 20% discount on the print books right now. So you pay, not all of them, but selected ones, I think 3 or 4 of them. And then you also have the ebooks. And so there's a lot that you can avail yourself of on signaturecellhealing.com. So I've enjoyed the meditation. I hope that's something that will help you through the 8 months. And I pray that all of you are using that to stay in love this month of the 8. So I will we'll close now and say aloha and thank you for joining us today.